It looks like the Dallas Cowboys are moving on from wide receiver Amari Cooper. This, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, who said that the Dallas Cowboys are likely going to release the wide receiver by the start of the new league year. We know that the new league year starts on March 20th, so it's not that far ahead. But regardless, the Dallas Cowboys moving forward are going to be without Amari Cooper, the guy who they paid $100 million to. They offered him a $100 million contract. He signed, of course. He was due $20 million in fully guaranteed money to begin the league year this year. He's not going to get any of that. But I'm sure, is going to have a ton of interest in free agency. Amari Cooper, obviously a very productive receiver throughout his career. And with the Cowboys, he has also been very productive. I mean, look, say what you want. Dallas has had one of the best offenses when Dak is on the field there is in the NFL. One of the most prolific offenses there is in the NFL. Doesn't necessarily translate to playoff success, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Amari Cooper is coming off of a year where he missed a few games due to injury, but had over 800 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns, still has a lot of production. Last year was one of, if not his best year, I think, in the entire league, or in his entire career, I should say. 92 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving. And so he's going to garner a lot of interest. There's going to be a lot of teams interested. One team that is going to definitely be interested, I think, is the Baltimore Ravens. They are trying to re-up that wide receiver position. They got Rashad Bateman, who came on pretty strong. They obviously have Mark Andrews, who is one of the top 2 tight ends in the NFL right now. You also have Marquise Brown, who has been hot and cold, honestly. He's a 1,000-yard receiver now. He has proven himself to be a pretty good number one, but is he going to be the guy that you always go to in those big moments? Does he have the strong hands? He's shown a propensity to drop passes, so don't be surprised if Amari Cooper goes to the Baltimore Ravens. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but as far as the Dallas Cowboys go, they've got a lot more to figure out because they also have a lot of unsigned free agents coming up. Of course, they have Dalton Schultz, their tight end. They have Van Der Esch coming up. Jaron Kearse, Randy Gregory. They are in a little bit of cap limbo right now. It has nothing to do with the fact that Jerry Jones doesn't want to spend the money. You know how Jerry Jones is. Amari Cooper's like a son to me, and I just don't want to see him go, but well, damn, that cap number's too damn much. So he's obviously gonna. He's obviously not going to want to go over the cap. Well, he can't go over the cap. So they're kind of prisoners of the cap at this moment. But yeah, I mean, they have CeeDee Lamb, of course, who is going to take a bigger role and actually did take a bigger role. Michael Gallup, who's coming back from injury. Cedric Wilson, who I believe is set to be a free agent, but I totally see the Cowboys at this point keeping him. You decide not to go with Amari Cooper. I think you're going to pay Cedric Wilson a little bit of money and keep him around. So there's a lot in there for the Dallas Cowboys, but it also speaks that the Amari Cooper departure is, I think, one of the. There's going to be more departures, obviously. But it really speaks to how much of I guess, best chance this was for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. And by that, I mean, this year they had it all. Number one offense in the NFL, a really good defense, and Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, all these people playing at a very high level. And they weren't able to do it. This was the best shot they had. This was the best shot they had at winning a Super Bowl, the best team they assembled in a very long time. They had Super Bowl aspirations, and I'm not even going to lie to you. As much as the meme of the Cowboys, doing what they do, this was the year where I've been most thinking, they actually have a chance. Like, people are underestimating them. People are making a joke about them, obviously, because they're the Cowboys, and Cowboys fans suck. No offense. But this was the year if they were going to do it. They had to do it this year. They unfortunately did not. Mike McCarthy proved himself to be a poor man's Jason Garrett somehow with his coaching ability. Dak Prescott should have slid 5 yards before he didn't. He can't do it. But Amari Cooper, I think, does kind of also lead to a little bit of an end of an era in this sense of the real chance that the Cowboys had to win, because I don't see their team necessarily getting better over the next few years. I see them losing a lot of key pieces, in order to pay a few players like Dak and Zeke these exorbitant contracts. Like Dak Prescott totally deserves his contract, by the way, but it's the price you pay. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.